Hey everyone and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, where today it is time for our level 50 White Mage quest to finish up White Mage for a Realm Reborn. Hello there, Rhea Osena. Rhea Osena is wearing a concerned expression. Uh-oh, what happened? Is it time? Forgive me, Satora. Brother and I have considered every possibility and attempted every incantation at our disposal, but I fear the task of completing the enchantment has been proven beyond our abilities. No living Pajal, not even our sister, possesses such power. Without the blessing of Otto Akant, there is nothing we can do. With the ashes returned to their rightful resting place, Otto Akant's spirit will return. Surely it is only a matter of time. Yeah, but if you're not able to do that before it's time to do the ritual, then we might have a bit of an issue. Look around you, sister. Open your eyes and ears. Time is one thing we do not have. Arun? The fury of the Great One mounts with each passing moment. It will not be contained much longer. No, the time for waiting is long past. Now is the time for action. But Satora's garb, the enchanting is not yet complete. The situation is far from ideal, yet we have no choice. We must trust in Satora's powers and do what we can. Do I hear you right, Harun? Why, it was not long ago that you objected to Satora's very presence at the ritual. I may be stubborn, sister, but I am no fool. I have witnessed Satora's abilities with my own eyes. There can be no doubting that she is a mage of the white, and one as worthy as you and I. Arun, if you would place your trust in Satora so, I see no reason why I should not. Very well, let us hasten for Evershade. Alright, well. It appears that we are as prepared as we can possibly get at the moment, thanks to that gosh dang robbery of the urn. Then off we go to Evershade, to meet at the Guardian Tree. Alright, it has been a little bit since we've been to the Guardian Tree, so if you have forgotten, the path is to head north out of Bent Branch in the Central Shroud, turn off to the west, skip this tree, and just keep following the path as it eventually veers to the south, and it will lead us directly to the Guardian Tree. Alright then, let us go quell the Great One's fury. Hopefully we are not too late, and we are not too weak for this. Alright, let's go ahead and make sure we've eaten some food as well. Oh, don't tell me the raisins are the best food we have. Let's go with the buttons in a blanket. Alright, let's do this. The Great One's rage is too strong. I cannot reach him. Stay focused, Arun. If we fail, who will rise to take our place? But, sister, the forest itself turns against us. If we can only reach the Great One, his minions will relent. Cast away your worries and focus your mind on the ritual. No, Satora! Stand strong, Satora. Are you going to let some overgrown shrub ruffle your feathers? And the two of you, don't you have a ritual to perform? Do my eyes deceive me? This is no time for chit-chat, Reo. Arun, Satora, focus your energies on the Guardian Tree. We must quell the Great One's fury, dispatch its minions, and resume the quieting. Alright, let's do this. Atoa Kant, I have no idea how you're here, but I am very glad for it. Alright, let's bop and arrow 2 on every single one of these enemies. And start whittling them down as quick as we can. Okay, we do have Holy, so we can make use of that, though they're a little spread out for that. Alright, we're just gonna have to make our way over to where there's a good concentration of enemies. Okay, real quick with the Asuna. And then Guardian Tree, I'm gonna need to heal you up real quick. Here, can I get you with a regen? Alright, let's hope that regen actually works. Any more enemies? Yeah, right over there. I saw another one over this way. You get over here and off of them. God, I truly do not understand how Atoa Kant is here, but it is so appreciated. Making this immediately much easier to deal with. Alright, now as long as we can keep the Guardian Tree healed and alive, we should be fine. That's about all I can do. Gotta focus on the monsters. Oh, this is getting a little bit on the brutal side, honestly. I'm keeping an eye on that Guardian Tree's health, and I don't like how much it's ticking down. Okay, quickly heal it, heal it, heal it. Did we lose Arun? I think we lost Arun. There is a lot to keep track of in this duty. Yep, Arun's down over there. And now I'm getting low on ether because I'm trying so hard to heal this dang tree. Well, the good news is at least we're all still standing. Arun, are you okay? Okay, regen does work on Guardian Tree. Good, 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 good. Alright, keep that healing coming as quick as we can. Now, focus your powers on the Guardian Tree. Is it over? The Great One's anger abates. You have done well, my children. Master Atoa, do you truly live? Live? Not as you would define the word. Mayhap in the heart of Satora here, whose strength I borrowed to join you. It's a miracle. Aye, it may very well be. Or perhaps some other crystal heard this old soul's wish. I lived a long and fruitful life, but when I drew my last breath in Ogomoro that day, I did so with one profound regret, that I would pass from this realm without finding a worthy inheritor to bequeath my knowledge in full. My spirit left my lifeless body to abide in this soul crystal, with the hope that one day it would find its way into the hands of my successor. For years, my consciousness slumbered in the darkness, until I met Satora. From the moment you took my crystal in hand, I knew. Pajal or no, I had at long last found one to whom I could truly pass on my knowledge. Yes, Satora, I knew. Master Atoa? The power of the crystal grows faint. It would seem my all too brief sojourn here has come to an end. Farewell, Satora of the White. Farewell, my children. I leave my forest home in your capable hands. Master Atoa, he has left us. And yet by his power and that of his successor, Satora, the Great One's fury is quelled, and the Twelveswood is safe. Though Master Atoa traveled the world, no doubt his heart always remained here. In the forest home he loved, he waited for us. Why, brother, for once you almost sound wise beyond your years. Strange, is it not? Perhaps I have finally learned something from you, dear sister. As I could learn something from you, Arun. Your pride as a Pajal, your deep respect for our past. They are traits to be admired. The same can be said for Master Atoa's liberality. Yes, I believe there is a place for both beliefs among our kind. The road was a long and winding one, but at long last our work is done. Let us return to Camp Tranquil. Well, that was a rather surprisingly difficult duty, to be sure. But we were successful, and I think that's just an indication that I don't quite fully understand White Mage, and that's fine. White Mage is not my main by any stretch of the imagination. I'm far more comfortable with Scholar. Alright, let's make our way back to Camp Tranquil, but while we're heading there, I want to talk a little bit more about lore, because I've learned something new. So I've talked before about how the War of the Magi resulted in the 5th Umbral Calamity at the end of the 5th Astral Era. 5th? No, 6th. 6th. Resulted in the 6th Umbral Calamity at the end of the 5th Astral Era. Yes, that's correct. The War of the Magi was between the nations of Amdapor, which was stationed here in the Shroud, specifically in the South Shroud, actually. We'll eventually be able to discover ruins of Amdapor in the area and explore them. But yeah, Amdapor was stationed in South Shroud, and they were largely used white magic. Their primary opponent was Mach, who were stationed to the west of Mordona, to the west of Cartano even. They were on like the west coast of Eorzea, way up to the north, like just at like the southern edge of where the mountain range would start. The mountain range known as Abalathia Spine, which Kurthus is nestled into. Yeah, Mach's way over there at like the foot of that mountain range on the west coast. And they largely focus on not just black magic, but also void magic. They use a lot of void scent in their magics. And those two nations went to war after a several hundred years Cold War. And that you ended up using up all of the ether in the realm, save for water ether, which then enabled the 6th Umbral Calamity, the Calamity of Water, the Flood, the Great Flood that kind of really messed up a lot of stuff in the area. They were not the only nation involved in the War of the Magi. Mach ended up dragging... Was it Mach? I think it was Mach. Ended up dragging Nim, which is based out of Vilbrand, out of the Limsa Lominsa region. Nim got dragged into the war as well, though they didn't really want to participate, to my knowledge. So that makes White Mage, Black Mage, and Scholar all involved in the War of the Magi, whether directly or indirectly. Anyways, I learned the specific trigger for the Flood of Water in the 6th Umbral Calamity. And that, apparently, in 1.0, in the 1.0 release of Final Fantasy XIV, which took place before the fall of Dalamud, in the final days leading up to the fall of Dalamud, if you did the White Mage quest, it would culminate in a boss fight against an elemental known as Ohasok. And apparently, this specific elemental was summoned by the elementals of the Shroud in order to cause the Flood of Water and get revenge on the humans for damaging the environment by draining all of its ether. So the elementals got revenge by causing the calamity. Anyways, I just think that's really neat. Apparently, Ohasok got sealed within a very special weapon for White Mages, and that weapon was then left somewhere in the Shroud, I think by Lifeman Stump, which is up in Central Shroud to the east of Gridania. Eventually that got broken and Ohasok was released, and White Mages in 1.0 had to fight and destroy Ohasok. So yeah, no, I learned about that recently, and I thought that was interesting, that it was specifically the elementals who ended up triggering the calamity in the end, as a revenge against the people who caused War of the Magi. To meet Master Otoa in the flesh, well, not flesh perhaps, I am still shaking from the experience, and from the pure joy of seeing peace return to my forest home at last. I'll be forever grateful to you, Satora. I am honored that we were able to heal the wood together. I speak not only for myself, my brother has expressed the same sentiments. Were Master Otoa here, I am sure he would say the same. Though perhaps he is still here in some form. Behold, the final piece of your guard now pulses with his ancient power. I mean, he was actually actively hanging out and helping us, so not too surprising, that. Yes, there can be no doubt that Master Otoa intended this as his parting gift to you. Take it and wear it with pride, Satora of the White. Before we part, I would bestow unto you a present of my own. By the ancient powers vested in me as a seed seer, I bestow upon you the greatest incantation known to our kind. May you ever heed the will of the elementals and use it in wisdom and compassion. Phew, I'm not given to formalities. I swear I do not know how my sister manages. In the short time I have known you, Satora, you have grown into a fine white mage. I am honored to call you my peer. Use your powers in moderation and let compassion be your guide, and I have no doubt that you'll bring succor and solace wherever your journey takes you. Alright, we get the final piece of our level 50 healer gear, we get the cleric's attire, our level 90 gear for white mage, and we get Benediction, restores all of a target's HP. Once every 3 minutes. Very, very powerful emergency healing option. I am definitely setting that on my hotbars. It is an off GCD ability, so you can use it without needing to wait for it to actually be cast. Let's see, where did it end up? It ended up there, we'll put it there instead. But yeah, you cast it instantly and are able to keep moving while you use it. And it just immediately fills all of your target's HP, so it is a very good emergency healing option. That's not at all the button I meant to press. Uh-oh. Hold on, what was originally there? Nothing? Was there nothing originally there? Uh-oh. Good job, me, hitting the wrong button and screwing it all up. Okay, I think it's fine, though. I don't think there was any... Yeah, there would not have been other buttons there, I don't believe. Otherwise, it would have been on both hotbars. Anyways, let's go ahead and get that level 90 gear equipped. So we can finally be wearing our cleric's attire. Ooh, I do like that vibe a lot. That is a very good look. It's basically identical to what Otoa Kant was wearing. Now, before we wrap up for the day, I do want to show. I mentioned that you can find Omdapori ruins in the area. I do want to show the 2 locations where those are, just for the sake of showing it off. And since it is kind of relevant to White Mage, given Omdapor was the originators of white magic. So over there, you see these massive trees, like, or rather one massive wall of wood. There's a actual city of Amdapor back there. An entire city. Amdapor had an entire city back there, and it was hidden away by the elementals. They just force all of this wood to grow up and hide Amdapor away so that no one could actually get to it because they were fucking furious with Amdapor. The other bit of Amdapori ruins, you would be able to see it right now if it wasn't so dark, but there's a large, like, cathedral-like structure over here. It is known as Amdapor Keep, and it's just this right here. It's just all right here, Amdapor Keep. Yeah, we've got all these Amdapori ruins. And we can keep heading up and find the entrance to the keep, like, right up here and to the right. Yeah. Just all of these ruins, these massive structures. This is all Amdapori architecture. This is this is the keep that they use as their primary line of defense. And as it was, I believe, where the final battle of the War of the Magi took place, if I remember my lore correctly. Anyways, yeah, I just wanted to give a quick tour of that because Amdapor is very neat. And we'll be getting into that much more later. For now, next time on Final Fantasy XIV, it's going to be a Sunday episode, meaning side quests. And I believe, let's see, I think we're going to be wrapping up a bunch of side quests around the realm, but specifically probably focus on Western Lenosia sounds like a good plan, since a bunch opened up there recently. I'll see everyone next time for that.